Because this stuff is somewhat interesting to me, maybe it is interesting to you as well, or maybe somebody out there is actually wondering, when I go to the gun range, how much brass do I actually pick up? And I am going to weigh my last 2 trips. My last 3 trips. I'm going to weigh my last 3 trips to the gun range and just let you see how much weight that I actually picked up from the gun range. The first thing, and I thought about this weighing after I had this already set up, but I am mailing this box to a subscriber, and it is the 10 millimeter. So what is in that box, and I don't want to dig it back out to weigh it, but what is in that box is about 2 pounds, almost 3 pounds of 10 millimeter brass. But I'm not able to zero out the cardboard weight, but that cardboard doesn't weigh that much. So get a piece of paper and write that down. .14 pounds. Now, stick the bucket on there. Most of this stuff is in these black buckets, and it's not showing any weight on this. And this scale is not legal for trade. It just gives you a rough estimate. So, just to show you though, the bucket doesn't show any weight on there. And here we go with 9 millimeter brass, and that is not all of the 9 millimeter. That is just the stuff that I haven't knocked the primers out of yet. Here is the stuff that I've already knocked the primers out of. 22.5 pounds. Right there. And that's just 9 millimeter. 223-556 brass that I picked up. And again, that is not all of it. I have more. Here is all of it that I have already knocked the primers out of. 16.5 pounds. Now, this is just the oddball rifle brass. Kind of hard to get to it. Move the camera just a little bit so I have a little bit better way to get into it. So I can show you. So, just the oddball rifle brass. A lot of 308. A lot of 7.62 by 54 in there. And that is 2 pounds, 10 ounces. Not a whole lot right there, but it all adds up. The next one, I don't have a whole lot of, but 45. So 2 pounds with the primers in, and this is what I've already knocked the primers out of. So I got 4 pounds, 10 ounces. Here's the 40. So 1 pound, 12 ounces. And then here's stuff I've already knocked the primers out of. So 5 pounds, 12 ounces. Yes. So most of this is 300 blackout, a little bit of 5.7 by 28. Not sure what I'll do with that. And then we have a little bit more miscellaneous. That's 10 millimeter that won't fit into the box that I'm going to use to ship. I'll just save that for the next trip. Not a whole lot right there. And then this is 357 38 brass. So that's just a miscellaneous brass, 1 pound, 9 ounces. Nice. And then I have the container, the bag that has all of the brass that is just scrap brass. Either the casing is either bent, damaged in some way, some 22, some 17, HMR brass, just oddball brass that I will end up using in my melt process. And a lot of this other brass is going to end up getting melted too if I can't find a good use for it. Other than reloading, because I mean, the amount of brass that I've already got picked up, I would never have use to reload all of that 9 millimeter. That's a lot of 9 millimeter. But it's fun for me. I enjoy it. I enjoy getting into the numbers just a little bit more. It's always kind of fun to see how much I've collected. So I'm going to take a couple minutes and add this up, and I'll be right back. So it looks like I have 57 pounds, 10 ounces, and a real quick look on the internet to see what mixed brass shell casing prices is. Right now, what it is right now is $2.34 a pound, and I'm not saying that that's what they're willing to pay me up here in Alaska for this brass, but that is just a quick look on the internet as to the scrap value. So it looks like that would be worth $133.38. And for the amount of time that it took me to pick up all of this brass, it's okay money. It sounds like a lot of money, but I do have quite a few hours wrapped up in picking up this brass from the gun range. But there's also an enjoyability for me to go out and do this kind of stuff. It's kind of what I like to do for fun anyway, which sounds really crazy, I know. But yes, if you were me, you would know you were crazy as well. I enjoy this kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun, and it's just one of the things that I do. So I did a little bit of calling around in Anchorage. I was able to get a hold of 2 different places. First place, they don't take anything with less than 300 pounds. The second place gave me a quote of $2 a pound with or without primers, doesn't matter. So in all total, this would give me $114 if I were to recycle it. So yes, this is just one of the crazy ways that I find enjoyment and a way to fill the hours in the wintertime for myself when I really don't feel like going outside and doing anything with the snow. And if I was just doing this to recycle it, I wouldn't take any of the time to pop the primers out, and I would not sort it either. I would just be throwing it into a bucket and recycling it how I found it. Just make sure I didn't have any oddball brass in there. That was not, any oddball shell casings that was not brass. That's the only thing I would do to make sure that I got the best value for my time. And here's just a little bit of me popping the primers out of, I believe these are my 40 shells. Just popping the primers out. It doesn't take very long, but obviously this is what I plan on reloading, and if I was going to be recycling it, I wouldn't waste this time. And at today's prices for silver, I would be able to get just under 5 ounces of silver for that money if I was able to recycle it. It'd be just about 5 ounces of silver at the current buying price, or just a little bit more than one tube or one roll of silver dimes from my local coin shop. So it kind of gives you an idea of what kind of a value I would place on the amount of brass that I've picked up so far. Is it worth it for me? In my opinion, yes, it's worth it. Other people might say no, time is worth more than that, but this is just the extra time, and it's also a fun time for me. So I hope you found this both entertaining and thought-provoking on ideas of how you might be able to make a little bit of extra money, ways you might not have thought of. So thank you for watching this edition of Not So Remote Alaska, and until next time, may God bless and keep each and every one of you. And with that, I'm out.